You're listening to the Movement is Medicine show, a podcast hosted by Head to Toe Spine and Sports Therapy, a modern chiropractic and manual therapy practice in Edmonds, Washington. Now, let's get into the show. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the show, and we have an exciting announcement show today that I am pumped for. What is it? What's the announcement?
Oh my gosh, it's so exciting.
I don't want to give it away. You guys got to give it away.
Okay. It's the new Head to Toe. Yeah.
The new Head to Toe what? Like, are we coming out with a clothing line? Like, what are we doing?
I know, right? The new Head to Toe look. No, we're actually going to be moving the clinic and opening up in a new location in November of this year. So that is the big announcement.
So, okay, that is crazy.
Yeah.
That is, I have so many questions. The people all have questions. Lee, yesterday, how many times did you get questions about the move?
At least 5 or 6 people asked me.
Yeah. I mean, this is the thing people want to know about. So we're going to answer as many questions as we can today. We're going to go into kind of the move, why we're moving, the new space, where it's at, what we're excited about, what you can look forward to. And bottom line, from a patient standpoint, this is just going to be great. You know, the new space is going to be awesome, but there's going to be no disruption to your treatments, right? We're not closing for any extended period of time, correct?
No. Really, it's just going to be a location change for people. In the background, we'll be getting the other place ready for move-in and treating through to the end here in this facility. So patients, we'll make sure everyone knows where we are, where to go. It won't be a disruption at all. But, we just really, I think COVID taught us a lot in many, many ways. When we had to really work on spacing people apart with the distance requirement and making every treatment so much more, it's always been personalized, but private as well. We discovered this clinic really wasn't great for us, especially in our rehab environment. It was the shape of it just meant that people were over top of each other too easily. And that really limited our ability to be on the floor. And our rooms here, although they're a great size, they just weren't big enough to really do as much as we could do within room. So we really have put a lot of time and energy, and we had time, during COVID to think about our ultimate rehab environment and treatment environment. And we really envisioned it slightly differently than we have it here. We've loved this clinic, and we learned a lot about treating within this environment. It's grown from 2 providers to 4 to 5 to 6 providers with our chiropractic intern James and with Leah, our athletic trainer. And we've really noticed the stagnation within the clinic, both energetically, I think, and also in its ability to treat. So
kind of bursting at the seams.
Yeah. And not in a way that feels great. I love the energy of bursting at the seams. Like, I think it feels really good. I think we all love that hum, that busy vibe. We really missed that during COVID when it was like, okay, one person at a time, everyone else in the, outside. We missed that vibe. But so we really began brainstorming what our look and feel needed to be, both in look and feel, sort of that clean space, sort of modern, a little bit industrial, but just a better flow.
Yeah, Head to Toe is going through a little bit of a growth spurt right now. So with that, you got to change the shoes up. You got to change up what clothes you're wearing. You got to switch things up so that they fit more comfortably and you have room to grow, right? So my favorite thing about the new space is we've got 10-foot ceilings, 12-foot ceilings, something like that.
Yeah.
Where we can just have everything we want to do performance enhancement wise is now on the table. Whereas before, if we had somebody that was over 6'5", they're scraping the ceiling when they're raising their arms overhead, things like that. Now we can do some real performance enhancement, which is the stuff that we really want to get into, and just basically affect our patient population as positively as possible.
It's cool how when the physical space changes, right, and it kind of expands, it really expands kind of some of the treatment options and some of the rehab options and some of the different types of exercises that you can do. It opens up new possibilities, which is really cool.
Well, 100%, especially with the new space, the rehab floor itself is bigger. There's more space available. So we'll actually have individual treatment bays and individual bays that people will basically just be able to walk around within a 10-foot radius and grab everything that they need and just perform and do their own thing. We won't have to go on one corner of the room and the other corner and just switch around just because we want to do different things. It's going to be everybody in the same location doing exactly what they need to do for the treatment plan.
Yeah, that's really great too. Especially like Lee was saying with the higher ceilings and just more space in general. We have some taller patients that come in And we've actually, I feel like, there's a decent amount of them that come in, and I've actually had some patients that like trying to do some exercises and they might hit the ceiling a little bit here. So it'll be nice to have more space. And then going off more space in general, like Dr. Annie mentioned at the beginning, the treatment rooms are bigger as well, which is great. Gives us more space in there. Especially like, for myself, like being a little bit taller, like there's certain times where the treatment rooms that we have right now get a little bit tight on space when I'm doing certain things. But I think for all of us, having more space, and then also for like patient comfortability, like having more space in there is going to be great for them as well.
Are we imagining a different layout to the room, or the same kind of basic setup, but just with more space to move about?
It'll be very different, actually. So the goal is to really provide sort of a complete infrastructure in every treatment environment. Like right now, you'll see us hustling around, like getting the laser or grabbing a certain set of tools we need, or and instead we're actually going to have more of a kind of a docking system in every room where we have all of the treatment tools that we need, including multiple cold lasers and different sort of soft tissue treatment modalities. And supplies and charting equipment for the doctors and everything in each room. Also allowing us to do sort of more of our beginning phases of rehab within the treatment room environment itself before we move on to the floor. And then when we come into the rehab floor, we've got, upwards of 800 square feet of space now in our new facility. And as Dr. Lee mentioned, we'll be moving into an equipped rehab bay, for lack of better terminology, for the patient to really work within that environment.
Yeah, so really from a patient experience standpoint, we're going to see it's going to be a nice improvement I think, from a patient and from an efficiency standpoint, like in their block of time that they're coming in, whether it's 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, whatever. It's probably going to facilitate actually a little bit more efficient use of that time with less running around and getting stuff and kind of it all having it be centralized.
I think one of the biggest highlights, besides space, like obviously more space is good, but highlighting our rehab side of things and how much space will be provided for that. I think a lot of people will come into the clinic that we have currently and not have as much enthusiasm for wanting to move around in here. It does get busy, it does get crowded, but like given that we have the space now to be able to have a more efficient flow, might curb people's enthusiasm a little bit more to want to do some of the rehab stuff, use the equipment that we have, work with our athletic trainers. That's what I'm really excited about, just in general. Obviously, we're all really good chiropractors. We're great doctors here, not to toot everybody's horns, but
Toot, toot.
we're good at the chiropractic stuff. We want to be better at combining that with rehab and having our patients understand what our treatment plan involves. Repairing, restoring, and rebuilding, and we want to emphasize the restoring and the rebuilding part more so, and I think the space is going to allow for that very well.
I love it. I'm super, super pumped. Logistically, let's just talk logistics for a sec, because it seems like there's a ton of benefits, and obviously this team's super pumped about it. I think patients are going to be pumped. Where is it going to be? So, that's one of the biggest questions I had, right? It's like, okay, if I'm coming to treatment, is this going to be, are we moving to Everett, or are we down in like SeaTac now? Like, where are we at?
Yeah, so we're in Linwood. We were really cognizant of having to stay pretty close. I think the rule of thumb is 5 miles. And I think we're maybe a little closer than that. I think we're about a 10-minute drive from this clinic. And we're down kind of 198th and 40th, so close to where the new transit center is going to be coming in. It's an easy exit off 5. It's a better location to get to. The parking is vastly superior, and the parking is tight here in this building.
It's tight. It was
Really
tight for me
tight.
today. When I was
Yeah.
rolling in, it was very tight. It's a
It
good thing I had the
is.
GTI, because I was like, wow, it is.
The dentistry has all the parking here, and all our folks with the bad backs don't have anywhere to park, right? So this is all, our whole clinic is ground level, and there's parking front and back, just tons and tons of space. So it's going to be a much better location for accessibility and for getting to.
I think that's always such a great thing to hear. It's like, sweet, easier to get to, easy to get from I-5 to there, basically, within a 2.5 mile radius of where we are here. So no big change there, and parking. That's fantastic.
Huge. And one of my own personal excitements, I've always wanted a real sign, like my whole career. And when you're in a medical building, you really don't get to have a sign.
You get like a little plaque.
I got a little plaque underneath the tree out there that no one can see.
I wasn't even thinking about that plaque. I was thinking about the door plaque, like
No
the tiny
kidding.
little head
Yeah.
to toe.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to have a sign, and it's probably going to be lit, like fluorescent,
I
maybe
think it should be.
blinking.
I think it should be lit.
Yes.
Maybe we could have one of those dancing like
Yes.
air things that's like in the shape
Maybe
of the
that's like
logo.
opening day, right?
Yeah.
That's like
Ooh.
that's like first day in there.
Yeah.
We get that guy out
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Spotlights with like the bat signal, but instead of
Yeah.
the bat signal, it would be the head to toe logo in the
Oh.
sky.
Too
That'd be
much.
pretty
Too
sick.
much. So I'm very excited about the sign.
Yeah.
So yeah, patients may notice some paint on our elbows, and that every now and then these days. I have become a general contractor manager. Is that such a thing? Is that a title?
Yeah, general contractor boss.
You know,
yeah,
kind of
totally.
in between my chiropractic and clinic duties, which I have discovered to be an interesting job.
Yes.
But, you know,
It's
and interesting
interesting.
times too to be getting contractors.
Very challenging. Yeah, there's a lot of challenge with getting anything built, repaired.
Yeah.
You know, when it comes to, we're talking like repair, restore, rebuild, and we're talking about a house or a physical, like a space. You could be months out. Months. It's crazy right now.
And-
Luckily, if it's the human body, we can get you in probably like this week or maybe next
Yes.
week. Yeah.
Well, you know, we're busy here.
We are. I know.
Yeah. I think that people are finally have waited out their COVID pain and they're done.
Well, and they're just more active, I think,
Yeah.
too. I mean, activity levels have skyrocketed. Now you're back in the gym. You're back at your functional fitness center like Industrious or CrossFit Advantage or something. You're tearing it up, and you're getting torn up.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
We're seeing a lot more of that, and it's great to see people. It's great to see it busy here. It's great to see people
And sports
actually
are picking back
seeking
up.
out care.
Yeah.
Sports as well. Like, because I feel like there's been a lot of people that have been in pain for a long time. So it's great to see them actually getting themselves taken care of now.
Do it. I love it. So you've been working through the kind of build out of the space, because with any new space, there's a ton of stuff that you got to paint,
Yeah.
walls, stuff.
Yeah, and it's not pretty right now. Let's face it. But it's okay because it
Babies aren't pretty. When a baby's born, it's not pretty.
Babies can be very cute.
Babies are usually very. I find them ugly most of the time. It's strangely alien looking. I don't like babies.
Oh, man,
I'm
you're
not.
my-
I do not like babies.
very.
But they grow into
Changing
be
topic.
beautiful. They grow to be beautiful people. That's what this is. It's like born so messy.
You and my wife would get along great.
So I'll be definitely taking some before and after shots as we build along the clinic. So I'll put those up on social media so everyone can watch along, and we'll keep everyone posted as to the progress. Right now, everything's very much on track. And just a shout out to anyone in the Linwood planning department. We could use all the help we could get in the permitting process.
If you're
Come
listening
on.
to this and
Help
you
us
have
out.
pull,
Help us out.
Here we go.
please help us. Please help us.
Yes.
So timeline, you mentioned at the beginning of the show, November is when we'd be kind of making
Fully
that.
in. Yeah, it may be a little bit earlier. You know, we should have the main construction done by mid-August. And then we have October. You know, we still have 2 months, so we'll be
Putting the finest
again,
details.
yeah, a
the
lot
polish,
of
yep.
a lot of new equipment will
Yep.
go into that facility that we won't have in this facility, that we had mentioned already. And so we might be transitioning some of the team over there even as early as October, but
We'll
you know,
kind of
keep
see,
everyone
and we'll keep
posted.
that, and we'll be
Yeah,
super lots of
absolutely.
communication, and
Yeah,
there will be no surprises. You'll know exactly what's
absolutely.
going on.
Yeah.
Well, guys, I'm pumped. I think change is always great. It's always stressful, but this is absolutely definitely a growth opportunity, a growth
Yeah.
change for us. I think it's going to improve kind of quality of life for the docs and for the team here. And I think it's really going to have a huge impact for our patients, and they're going to love it even more because it's going to expand what we can do and how quickly we can help them.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a great win-win.
It is. It is. I'm very excited for it.
Super pumped.
Awesome. Well, so stay tuned. Follow us along. If you're not following us on Instagram, follow us on Instagram, or if you're on the Facebook, follow us along on the Facebook. We will keep everyone updated with periodic mailings on this on our email list. If you're not on the email list, you can obviously subscribe. Follow us along on social. We're super excited to be in this new space and to be able to take everything to the next level. Level up.
Leveling up.
Level it up. Awesome, crew. Thanks for being here. Thanks for the update. We're so excited, and we will see you on the next show. Until then, get out there and do something fun. Get out there and move.
Just move.
Move.
Do
Yeah.
it.
Do it. And if you need help, we're here for you. All right. Chat later. Thanks, everybody. Bye.